Now, Carnival, I was riding with you at first. I was defending you at first. Now you hit me with the fans thing. Can they be annoying? Absolutely. Can they be a safety hazard? Only to the people that used to make the old Mahalia Jacksons and the MLKs. They probably hurt on the inside. Shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week. We expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@reesewaters.com. Today's nominee, oh look, a Carnival Cruise. They look like they're having so much fun. Carnival Cruise Lines? That's today's nominee? What's this about? Carnival's new rules got black folks all in their feelings, but others say the cruise line is justified. Are Carnival's new rules restrictive or racist? Well, let's dig in. Brawls, assaults, drunken fights, boots on the ground, and fans in hand just might have Carnival Cruise Line saying enough is enough. Wait a minute, you said brawls, assaults, drunken fights, boots on the ground, and fans in hands? That sounds like a good tagline. I'll be honest. If that was your selling point, I might sign up. It depends on the price point. Yeah. That's at least like a channel I would subscribe to on YouTube. And some black passengers are returning the favor, canceling their existing reservations or canceling the cruise line altogether because they deem their new rules are racist. But some argue, are the new policies racist or just restrictive? And to that point about them canceling, that I've seen.
Carnival does not have to worry about me. They do not have to worry about me. We got the message loud and clear. We are not your demographic anymore. So y'all, I was supposed to be going on a Carnival cruise. So one of my friends is turning 30 and he's never been on a cruise. He doesn't have a passport, so do not suggest flying somewhere. So he's never been on a cruise and he was like, it's my dirty 30. I want to be on a turns up ship. He'd be seeing all the videos of Carnival. He was like, I want to do that because I'm trying to be lit for my birthday, right? Well, Carnival has decided they want to rebrand. They don't want to be known as the turn-up cruise no more, the budget-friendly cruise no more. They want to be, I don't know, I guess they want to be royal. Even though when people book Carnival, they know what they are booking. They know they are booking a turn-up cruise, period. Everybody on there is looking to have a good time, party, and have fun. We know what type of people are on there. Like, everybody on there, it's just Carnival cruises are so much fun. Like, everybody is just a vibe, right? And it's like anywhere there's gonna be like alcohol, things might get a little rowdy. That just comes with the territory of people being drunk. It has nothing to do with like, you know, being black, being this, the music. But these people done banned the fans. They saying no more hip hop music. So child, that was the whole purpose of us going. So now we are not going back to the drawing board because no ma'am.
The discourse began after Carnival, who has the most allegations of serious crimes committed at sea than any other cruise line sailing from North America, per the FBI, implemented new rules. According to reports, as of June 1st, Carnival passengers received a new letter to reinforce their guidelines and code of conduct. Stricter enforcement on trees. It looks like all of the tree derivatives and other illegal substances are unlawful and strictly prohibited on board, the letter emphasized. Smoking of any kind in undesignated areas such as staterooms and balconies is strictly prohibited. Even if tree is legal for recreational or medicinal use in your home state, it remains illegal under U.S. federal law. Since cruise ships sailing from U.S. ports operate under federal maritime law, all forms of tree are prohibited, and Carnival has a zero tolerance policy. If caught, passengers are immediately removed from the ship at the next port with no refund, permanent ban, and turning over to law enforcement and possible fines. Now, I see where this might be inconvenient. I do. I see where this might be inconvenient. However, it was literally illegal nationwide yesterday. Like it was just illegal. Like I'm not gonna crash out because you can't do the thing that's semi-legal freely. Like if you are really that thorough of a partake, right? If you are that thorough, then you already had your mechanisms in. You already knew how to do what you do. You know what I mean? Just revert, go in your notebook and pull out the old playbook. You know exactly what to do. If anything, you should be blaming the people that was so bold. Now, granted, I must say, I haven't returned back to center because I literally just got back earlier this week from Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour, where I saw a little girl blowing down for 4 straight hours. I had to smell it for 4 straight hours, and I need to know, how is it that you can blow for 4 straight hours and you ain't high yet? You know what I mean? Look, I wasn't tripping the first time I smelled it, or the second, or the 10th. 4 hours. If you gotta blow for 4 hours, it ain't working. It ain't working. Whatever you got, you need to take that back. That sounds like a return. And the more you have when you return, the more money you get back. So you just go ahead and pack that up right now. Go ahead and save that. And I know what they got out there right now. This is not the stuff that we're back in the 90s. We might have had to do that when we was doing sticks and stems. You know, we was getting tree trimmings in a bag back in the 90s. I see what they got right now. That don't take no 4 hours. That don't take no 4 hours. Unless they gave you a bag from da 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 dee da 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 da. Unless they gave you a bag from the 90s. They were literally listening to CNC Music Factory when they picked what you got. Curfews. Guests 17 and under must be out of public areas by 1 a.m. unless they're accompanied by an adult from their traveling party that's 21 or older. They are allowed to be in public areas after 1 only if they're involved in a supervised Club O2 or Circle C teen activity, as these youth programs often host late night events that allow teens to be out later under staff supervision. This one I didn't agree with. I don't agree with this one at all. That should be higher. Yeah, that's how about 35? Can we do 35? Yes, I am old. I am old. I will admit that. Limited, unlimited drink packages. The cruise line always had a 15 drink limit per 24-hour period for the Cheers alcoholic beverage package, but now there's a perception that alleged enforcement has become stricter. Some black cruisers feel this targets groups who tend to purchase these packages and enjoy lively celebrations. Now let me see. 15 drinks per 24 hours. So that means that you could just kind of sip all day and then still have like a hard 6, 7 that you could pound at night every day. I think anybody in opposition to this, I have a pamphlet for them. Yeah, I have a pamphlet in a church basement for those that are struggling with this particular one right here. No more Bluetooth speakers. Carnival has reinforced rules against guests playing their own music loudly in public areas, including by the pools and hallways. While ostensibly for everyone's comfort, many black passengers feel this rule is selectively enforced against them. They argue that other groups might play different genres of music without facing the same level of scrutiny. Now see, I was going to ride with it. I was going to ride with it because we had no idea what we were unleashing with the development of the Bluetooth speaker. We really didn't know. I don't care if you on the subway or you waiting in line at the McDonald's or you waiting at the airport, whatever the case may be. I didn't know that I had ceded control of my ears over to strangers. I didn't know that I did that. You remember how crazy people used to look when they used to walk around with the boombox? Well, now apparently that's just socially acceptable. Apparently, they won. They won. We was all back in the 80s and 90s. We were looking at the dude with the boombox like, hey, you know what's up with old Raj? Old Raj won. Yeah, he done developed them Bluetooth speakers. Now they have them everywhere. I was going to ride with you. And then you hit me with the, they are enforced on some and not others. And I have to think about the way that some music is received as opposed to others. You getting a little racism warm. You know what I mean? You getting a little warm. You know what I mean? Cause I'm thinking if you out there in Pat, you playing Cotton Eye Joe or whoa, living on a prayer. They probably not gonna look at you the same as if you playing that Glorilla. You know, so you know, you got a case. You got a case. Passengers can still enjoy those battery-powered fans on board, but as for those non-battery operated fans, leave those at home. Carnival cites safety reasons for the specific ban for handheld fans, made popular by Boots on the Ground, Where Them Fans At line dance by 803 Fresh, where dancers loudly clack fans on certain parts of the song. The cruise line says the clacking could cause accidental injuries. Where? When? How? Ain't no way. No, ain't no way. No, because we have to come back around to this point every time I do a video about MAGAs. When you try and sell me some BS, it knocks the knees out from everything that you... Now, Carnival, I was riding with you at first. I was defending you at first. Now you hit me with the fans thing. Can they be annoying? Absolutely. Can they be a safety hazard? Only to the people that used to make the old Mahalia Jacksons and the MLKs. They probably hurt on the inside when they see the popularity of these fans, but word? No, they're getting racism warmer now. And here we go. No more hip hop. Although Carnival Cruise Line has not officially announced a ban on hip hop or rap music in their clubs, significant online chatter from some black passengers said they noticed a reduction or absence of the genre in the clubs. Some online discussions suggest that Carnival might be moving towards a more pre-approved song selection for DJs who should reportedly decline passengers' requests. The perception comes in the context of Carnival's efforts to address rowdy crowds and disruptive behavior on board. Yeah, you just went ahead and said the thing now, didn't you? You just went ahead and said the thing. I withdraw all defense. I withdraw all defense. I'm sorry, Carnival. I wasn't familiar with your game. I didn't know you was just going to go right on the nose with the no hip hop. And you want to talk about the rowdy crowds? Well, it's not going to be crowds that are into something or celebrating something, because certainly you would want them to be in favor or celebrating something, except you didn't ban the fans for where them fans at. So apparently, too much black joy is not something that you can swallow. And then when it comes to the opposite of that, we're talking about people scrapping and getting in fights. And I'll be honest, people will fight to some hip hop. You throw on some Knuck If You Buck or something like that, you know, people might fight. Well, let me ask you this. They still play that early 2000s party music? They still playing LMFAO? Huh? Can they still play Let the Bodies Hit the Floor? Huh? All that metal and all that punk is cool? Yeah, it's not looking good. Carnival is not looking good. I did my best. I did my best to try and be fair, but y'all just went ahead and said the thing. Now here we got a question. Which would you choose? Was that a serious question? Was that a serious... That was a real meme that somebody threw up for the right side? Huh. Because in the mental image that I had of the people that was complaining that made them enact all these changes was literally somebody in an all white, like a white onesie. That literally was what I had in my head before I even saw that meme.
Y'all go ahead and get your hate out. Get all your names you're going to call me and get that out of your system. But for your information, I have been on 9 cruises since 1993. The ones through 2005 were not cheap, but they were very nice cruises. The people that worked the ship were nice. The people that were on the cruise were nice. You didn't go to the dining room dressed like you were going to the pool. There was a certain amount of decorum required. You couldn't do that on this last cruise because they were still drunk from the night before. The people on either side of us in the cabin were ridiculous. Their trash stumbled out into the hallway. And I'm not talking people, I'm talking literal trash. The fighting is what amazed me. You're on vacation in parts of the most beautiful part of the world, and all you can do is cuss, scream, and fight. Now, I watched a lady's video today where she blamed it all on Carnival for dropping the prices. I don't know how much more you could insult your own people. That because they paid an inexpensive fare, that somehow excused them from their stupid actions? No. No. It's not Carnival's fault they lowered prices. It's ill-mannered, classless people. And while there may be a large part of it, one particular race, it is not race exclusive.
She talked around that a lot. I do appreciate her saying that it's not race exclusive, because I heard the sirens. I was like, where's she about to go? I think they followed you from the Serenity deck. Is that? They on the roof.
Hey, this is Wayne, the TikTok Carnival Cruise expert. I'm on the Dream, and we have a comment wanting to know if this cruise is very ghetto. I will tell you it's a very urban cruise. The shorter the cruise, the more urban the cruise becomes. So if you take a longer cruise, I'm on a 6-day, so if I was, say, on a 10-day cruise, it wouldn't be quite as urban. But this is a pretty urban cruise, even though there's not that many people on it. I mean, it's probably at 75% capacity, but other cruise lines such as Norwegian or Royal Caribbean it's not such an urban experience because it's more expensive. So when you're the Walmart of cruising, such as Carnival Cruises, you do tend to have a more urban feel.
Who taught him how to dog whistle? I need to know. Who taught him how to dog whistle? Nick Fuentes? I mean, who taught him how to? He sound like Urban was Mad Libs. Like he was just putting a new word in every time. Or maybe it was like AI where they had to clean it up. It was just a bunch of N's in there and they had to clean it up with Urban and the audio didn't match. I didn't see. Now, the effort that those two put in not to drop N's, even though they kind of did psychologically, but the effort they put in not to drop N's was not shared by everybody.
I am just trying to get back to my room. Do better, Carnival Cruise.
Okay.
What? Turn them on!
Now, this was a post I thought was fascinating, right? Because I'm just imagining a bunch of recently graduated white high school seniors cheering one of the cheerleaders doing their routine on a cruise that they got to celebrate their graduation and how that might have been received. It would be the exact same thing, but it might be received a little bit different. That being said, this particular post is not the reason that that we are gathered here today for this video, it was the comments were a shambles. So effing loud and irritating. Black fatigue is real. How is Carnival supposed to force animals to act civilized? It's not racism if it's true. Woo, the racism in these comments is too much. Every black person isn't the same. Oh, you are. 80 replies to that one. I guess we couldn't let that one go unchecked. Never going Carnival, didn't pay to visit the hood. Everywhere they go, the result is the same. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, contributes nothing, entitled to everything. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't anybody passed out. This wasn't nobody committing no crimes. This was some black teenagers having fun. And that's where they took it to. So you know what I mean? Carnival, I gave you all sorts of leeway on this one. But you really just decided to insert yourself into the online black fatigue discourse.
I just wanted to make a quick video about the comments I've received regarding the ongoing fights and brawls and riots on Carnival ships. There's been some suggestions that perhaps it's racially more associated with a particular race. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this kind of work for over 30 years. I've investigated dozens of fights on all cruise ships, particularly Carnival, and they're not always people that are black. I've had big cases where people have been involved in riots, and they are white folks from Oklahoma and white folks from Texas, and they have nothing to do with them being black. So I want to clarify that and make sure that people understand this is not a black thing. This is a Carnival thing. This is because of inadequate security, too much alcohol, and no consequences.
And let's also talk about the fact that one of the points that we have had to confront often in this space is how black people's behavior gets tied to all black people. It becomes a sign of our melanin, right? It becomes something that is indicative of all of us, like we don't see with other people. Because I could prove the validity of what he's saying by virtue of all these videos that I have locked and loaded of people not like us that are engaging in foolery on the cruises. Unfortunately, YouTube don't really like the fisticuffs. So I'm gonna have to keep that on the members side of things. But yeah, y'all, that doesn't become indicative of white people, but any little clip that y'all got that seems to bother you or object you becomes an example of why you could say you have black fatigue.
The Department of Transportation is supposed to post on their website the statistics of criminal activity on cruise ships by quarter. Well, it took them over a year to post 2023, and they just posted the first 3 quarters. Now, guess which cruise line had the most incidents of serious acts of violence that have led to bodily injury? That's right, Carnival. They reported 9 of these incidents. Now, these are only ships leaving the U.S. ports, so God knows what's happening in the rest of the world. These are only U.S. port-related incidents. But what surprises me as a lawyer who sues cruise lines for a living was Disney having 5 incidents of serious violence leading to bodily injury. Now, I've investigated claims against Disney over the last 30-something years, and they've had the occasional problem, but 5 seems like an awful lot, especially when you consider that the majority of passengers on a Disney ship are kids.
Oh, that's Gaston. Yeah, that ain't nothing but Gaston right there, because they did Gaston wrong. I'm be honest, they did Gaston wrong, and they know he liked to fight. You know Gaston liked to fight. That's literally what felt like Gaston, and his chest all covered with hair. He start taking his shirt off. He get on that Serenity deck, and Gaston gonna act a fool. But that don't represent all y'all, does it?
Carnival Cruise said, not on my watch. We are not doing this no more. We've had enough. So, if you haven't heard, recently Carnival Cruise has updated their policies, rules, and regulations on their current and future trips. So, let's start off hot. That drinking package, the all you can drink, yeah, gonna get rid of that. Sneaking that liquor in that wine bottle or that Listerine bottle, yeah, cut that out because they checking anything and everything that's a liquid coming on board. They open it up, they make you open it on the spot. No more sneaking no more. No more all you can drinks. They getting tired of it. That little speaker that you was planning on bringing, yeah, don't. They taking any and every speaker that they find. They confiscating. Then you're going to get it back after the cruise. But in the meantime, while you on there will be no outside music other than this. Playing rap in the club, it's out of there. They not doing that no more, all right? They said we causing too much problems. But honestly, I don't really think it's the rap music. I think it's the liquor and the rap music because I've done all I needed to explain. Thinking you about to fight on that cruise ship and head back to your room like nothing happened? Yeah, pack it up. You're getting left at the next port, buddy, old pal. All right? They not going for that no more. No more fighting. They leave you at any port. If you look suspicious, they might just leave you. Carnival Cruise started to sound like TSA because any laptops, electronics, liquids over 3 ounces, take it out of the bag. Don't bring on here. We taking it all. And when you get on this ship, sit down, shut up, and ride to your destination quietly. When we get there, get off. But when it's time to go, get back on and don't say Nathan. Don't ask for Nathan. In all seriousness, I get it. But at the same time, you got these people stuck on the ship. There ain't nothing to do. We're going to be at a destination in 2 days and you expect me not to get blackout drunk? Right. There ain't nothing to do. So, Carnival, if you going to do this, I get it. But at the same time, you got to give and take. Have a board or plan on people. Ask the people what they want, okay? You can't just take and not give back. Because if y'all keep this up, y'all gonna be looking like the Titanic. That's right. Them sails gonna plummet to the bottom of the ocean. Never to be seen again.
Now, he raised an interesting point. He actually raised a few. One, you're not gonna drop me off at the next port because I look suspicious. Oh, no. Oh, if you just would have passed that rule by itself, Carnival, you could have got rid of all the black. We know what looks suspicious. We know the leeway would look suspicious. You just gonna drop me off at Cozumel because I look suspicious and have me work my way back home on Uber? Like, But the point that he made about you can't just take and not give something back. I'll be honest, you take them drinks away, you take that tree away, can't listen to no music, can't do boots on the ground. People might start fighting just to get off the ship. You know what I mean? People might start. So you gonna force them to put on the full white onesie with the lights and jump up? Like they might fight just to make that stop.
Hey, Carnival Cruises, I'm finna help y'all out. I'm gonna say what y'all can't say for y'all because I love truth. I'm gonna just tell the truth. Y'all did an amazing job changing your policy up. You had to. I'm gonna be frank though. Black people ain't the problem. No, it ain't black folks. It's some good, fine black folks that love to show that they can do stuff the right way. That ain't y'all issue. Y'all issue is niggas. Niggas tear up everything they get their hands on. It's just the truth. Y'all went out y'all way. Y'all did not have to do it to lower y'all prices to give people the experience of a lifetime. Half of these people would have never been able to go to the Caribbean islands, the Virgin Islands, Jamaica, without y'all pretty much funding the expense to get them there and back. And they took advantage of it. This is just another way to show that this so-called black fatigue is not really black fatigue, it's nigga fatigue. And you can't try to give somebody something that they just ain't accustomed to. They're gonna tear it up. They're gonna bring the hood to wherever they do because they feel like culture should be accepted everywhere.
Okay, now I'll circle back around at a later date when you talk about the culture, when I just have a full video to devote to dragging you for filth. But I just want to hit this. Do you think that Carnival lowered their prices out of the kindness of their heart? Is that what you think? You think Carnival and Spirit and Frontier, You think they have lower prices because they want to give the gift of travel to folks that otherwise wouldn't be able to? You think they're eating the money, that they're subsidizing people to have is that what you, I'm just so fascinated, because these must be the people that voted Trump in for the economy. You know what I mean? These must be the black. I thought it was BS. You voted the guy with the bankruptcy for the economy, right? I thought it was BS. But apparently, it wasn't just a cover for racism with some people. There are legitimately people who misunderstand capitalism to this degree. And it is just, I am fascinated. I would love to hear, I have to go back to his channel. I would love to hear more his views on the world that exists when he thinks that Carnival, out of the kindness of their heart, they just been losing money all this time trying to support Black joy. And it's just, they really wouldn't go for it. They really, who else? The dollar store. Man, the dollar store. They have been subsidizing high price goods for so long. You take that Louis bag out of the Louis store, and they will give it to you at the dollar store for $1. That same Louis bag, just because they want people to have it. You know what I mean? They just got out of the kind of, that's crazy how they just don't appreciate nothing.
You know what? Stuff like this literally cracks me up because, okay, provided, I'm not gonna lie to you, two things can be true at once. I do have black fatigue. I do. I get tired of the ignorance, the ridiculousness, the weird ass rules that only exist inside of the ghetto and the community. But the second thing is that I am not confused about the fact that me behaving and having respectability politics and following the rules and controlling the optics and the narratives is never going to give me a place in a white supremacist power dynamic system. It does not matter if they see me as the good one or the safe one. That is not going to move me forward in such a astonishing and prolific way that I'm going to be separated from the group of people who I share phenotype with. Okay, it's not going to go the way that I think it's going to go. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw a lot of videos with the conservative respectabilities, politics point of view, mainly from black men, but some from black women. And when I saw that, I just kind of had to laugh to myself because I'm like, do y'all think that they separate us, the good ones from the bad ones? Isn't that what Latinos thought during the election?
Now, I believe that is as solid a final word as any. However, I would like to offer, thanks to Cruise Critic, some cruise lines that they suggest that black people might want to try. We get Heart of Grooten and HX. We got Royal Caribbean. We got AMA Waterways. We got Princess Cruises. They even using photos of black people in the content and the material. I love the question, are black cruisers welcome on other cruise lines? Because that's a question that we have to answer. Yeah, I would love to hear more about your black fatigue. Oh, they got one at the top. Disney Cruise Line. No, I'm not doing that. No, they be fighting over there. Now, not till they ban Gaston. Now, when they ban Gaston, then I might try to, and Jafar be walking around with his head bad, just acting a fool late at night. He don't abide by no curfew. Jafar is wild. I'm not doing Disney. I can't do that. But in the meantime, congratulations to everybody who used this as an opportunity to be racist. You are a racist of the week in Carnival. I had your back right till you hit me with the fans and the hip hop music. So you can go ahead and join them. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching the video. Sending love out to all of the subscribers and members, and a special shout out to all those that came out to the 500K live celebration, as well as the Tuesday special viewers edition of the Tuesday Night Live.
You got on drawers. Like, what? You got on drawers. Chaps doesn't make it not drawers.
Now, I mentioned it was a special viewers edition because one thing I've noticed, we have so much talent in this community. So many people with so many amazing thoughts, so many people with so many amazing achievements, organizational skills. You guys are doing some incredible things. So if you're working on a project, you're working on something, you're working with a group you think might be of interest to the community, I would love to highlight you on my live. Every few weeks, I'm going to dedicate the live to that. So if you're interested in being highlighted, send me a note at admin@reeswaters.com. By the way, did you guys happen to get the last newsletter? Because, oh yeah, we are cooking over there. We talked all about what's going on with Essence Fest, as well as the Fox News meltdown on woke Superman. You know, some of those bylines by Clark Kent were kind of CRT. Now that I think about it, they were kind of CRT. And we ended on a positive with Ironheart finally being certified fresh. You know, like I was back in the 90s. Yeah, I was a wild boy. You know what I mean? I was a wild boy. We put out the newsletter every single week. If you want to sign up for it, you can do it over at my Patreon, patreon.com/ReesWaters. It's available in the deep water and troubled water tiers. We also have a free monthly newsletter that we put out. You sign up at the same place. You can get a free account and you can get our monthly newsletter right there.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Speaking of monthly, I need to pay that electricity bill. Yeah, it ain't no joke. Ever since we've been running this AC on high all winter, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully my wife don't see this.